Hi there, I'm Terry Miners, along co-founder and president of Brookstone Financial, Seth Stewart. Seth, good to see you, brother.
Thanks for having me, Terry.
We talk all the time about getting ready for retirement and all the pieces that are there, but you guys at Brookstone specialize in sort of putting all the pieces together.
Yeah, you see, everybody comes to retirement with multiple pieces. You have your IRAs, 401ks, pensions, Social Security. The question becomes, how do I take all these pieces and put them together in an income plan or an income strategy to minimize taxation and maximize my income while also potentially reducing risk along the way?
Exactly right, because we never know what's going to happen down the road, but you guys specialize in sort of looking at someone's current situation. Obviously, their age comes into play and their own personal strategy, but you configure something completely personalized for each case.
Yeah, and what we find is that most people in our industry focus on the accumulation phase of life, and that's arranging assets and investable accounts for accumulation, growth, right? And you can typically assume more risk in the accumulation phase. And we focus on the distribution phase of life, how to take those assets, those income streams, and again, assemble those into a very efficient, tax efficient, safe retirement income stream. And we use a mountain analogy a lot. I mean, if you think of Mount Everest, where do most climbers lose their life? Unfortunately, they lose their life on the descent because they spend the majority of their time focusing to get to the top and not enough plan, on getting down the mountain. And unfortunately, we see that happen all too often. And you really have to shift your strategy when you transition from accumulation to distribution.
Well, let's also talk too about ages, because some people who are 51 say, that'll never get here. I'll never retire.
Oh, boy.
And it's like, it's never too soon to get started. Like I talk to my own 30-year-old son and say, do it now.
Yeah, well, and I love that philosophy. As a matter of fact, I talk to folks all the time, and I'm the guy that's going to push you to retire sooner than later. If I see that my clients have what they need to meet their income goals in retirement, pay their taxes, keep pace with inflation, you can't buy time. That's the bottom line. So if we see that you have what you need to retire and you want to enjoy your life, you like to travel, do the things on your bucket list, check those off, why continue working and saving, when you realize you have everything you need? But the problem is, Terry, most people don't know when they have everything that they need until they run through this modeling scenario that we push them through with technology, and thank God for modern technology, and it helps us put all those pieces together and show them that they can pull it off.
This is my buddy Seth Stewart. It's brookstonefinancial.com. All right, when you go to that website, I know that you tell them about this book. What happens here?
Well, this is called Innovations in Retirement Planning, How to Get More Out of What You've Got. It's really about how we utilize modern technology to help you coordinate all these assets and income streams in retirement.
Because there are so many ways that you work with the puzzle that is all these pieces that we're talking about.
And some of the most common questions we get are, when and how should I file for Social Security? That's a big one. Who files first in the case of a married couple? Pension election options. Should I take the lump sum? Should I take 50% survivor, 100% survivor benefit? Meaning, if something happens to one spouse, what does the surviving spouse retain, or what portion of that benefit do they retain? And we run through what-if scenarios. Once we get all this data plugged into our system, our job kind of is to blow this plan up. What are the threats? Let's identify the threats of this retirement plan. And by identifying those threats, we can address them in advance versus waiting until we're in crisis mode. For example, one spouse passes away, realizing that now we have an income shortfall, to where if we could have run through a what-if scenario in advance and made those pension decisions around that, or that what-if, it helps address risks before they happen, and that's what we're trying to do.
And we live in a technologically savvy world now, so people are more inclined to think, I can get everything I want from this electronic thing in my hand.
Yeah.
So talk about the technology you guys use.
We use systems to aggregate data first and foremost. So aggregating data, we find that people have multiple accounts. They have their 401k, their IRA, their savings checking, so on. All this stuff in all different places. And that's okay. It makes them feel comfortable. They have those pre-existing relationships. But ultimately, we want to help them consolidate that. We utilize technology to pull data feeds from multiple sources, and we can show them on their mobile phone or their PC everything in one simple snapshot. And they can also generate reports off of our system as well. And what we find, Terry, a lot of times when you have multiple accounts at multiple places, there's a lot of overlap because you're doing a lot of the same things over here that you may be doing over here. And for us, seeing that bigger picture helps us help them eliminate some of that overlap.
Remember, too, you can always stream the show that you guys do on Talk Radio 1080, Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock. Get that information. And that'll set you up for success that way.
It will, and technology, like you said, is a beautiful thing when used properly. It allows us also to interact with our clients very efficiently. It's amazing to me. We started testing, screen share meetings and go-to meetings a couple years ago, and some of my clients that I never thought would really like or be comfortable with that type of interaction, they're like, you know what, this is great. I'm at home, I'm in my PJs, you're at the office. If I came to the office, we'd be looking at the computer anyway. I love this. So it really is. I mean, it's a phenomenal world we live in today.
All right, the website again is brookstonefinancial.com. And clearly people in our culture tend to jump around from job to job. There might be a piece that they left somewhere behind. And that's also something else too, kind of a treasure map that you need to guide them through.
It is. I use the analogy of, think about if you bought a new home, right? You put your home on the market, you sell it. You don't leave the old furniture in the house. A lot of times you load it up, you take it with you. So when you change jobs, take your money with you. Roll your 401k either into the new employer-sponsored plan or roll it over into an IRA. I mean, ultimately, you want to take your money with you so you have more access and more control of your money.
All right, you get help with this book, but you also do a radio show every week, Sunday mornings at 9, called Money Puzzles. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so Money Puzzles is a show devoted to helping retirees get the most out of what they've got, and hence the name Money Puzzles. We're going to show you how to take all these pieces in retirement and put them together to create a very efficient, safe retirement income stream.
And the most important thing probably is to tell people, don't freak out that there's a solution that can be found. You can put somebody on the best path available.
Exactly. And speaking of freaking out, Terry, I mean, a lot of people made a lot of bad decisions in 2008. The market hit the deck, the S&P was down 37%. People panicked, and the reason why a lot of folks panicked is because they were in the dark. They didn't know how much of an impact their portfolio could take before it would deviate them from hitting their long-term goals, right? So by using this type of technology, if we see a market downturn, their probability of success may have fallen from 90% to 85%, but at least we can show them that and say, you know what, yeah, the market's down, your portfolio's down, but you're still on track to hit your long-term goals. So it's much easier to separate emotion from a business decision by shedding some light on, and showing them the big picture, a true financial plan and retirement plan.
And Seth, I'm sure there are ways that you gather people together so that you can sort of illustrate for them what you guys do at Brookstone Financial.
We do, Terry. We host a lot of educational seminars in and around the community. They're complimentary, so there's no cost to attend. But it's also a chance for people in the community to meet our team, meet myself. At the end of the day, I mean, people are going to work with someone they feel comfortable with. So I think it's an opportunity, if nothing else, again, just to meet the team, make sure that there's that level of comfort, that level of trust. But at the end of the day, the more information people provide us, the better advice we can provide them. But I would encourage those that are interested in taking that next step to attend one of our seminars, take advantage of a complimentary one-on-one consultation. You can go to our website, brookstonefinancial.com/events, to find out where we're going to be in and around the community.
And always people have a question or two, and something may get triggered when they come to a seminar and they think, oh, I hadn't thought of that yet.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up. We often ask people to hold their questions as we present the seminar because we try to give them a lot of information in a short amount of time. But I always encourage them, write those questions down because we're going to hang out at the end of this seminar and have some Q&A. And I love the Q&A session because you really get a lot of curveballs, you get a lot of really good questions and things that we may not be thinking about but are really important to the individuals in attendance. So that's important for us. They're learning, we're learning at the same time.
All right, again, go to brookstonefinancial.com/events. Sometimes people are just skittish about coming forward. It's like something, I'm embarrassed, I haven't done something or whatever. And you don't have to worry about any of that. Seth and his team are there to guide you through this maze and put this puzzle together without making you feel bad about anything. It's just there's something that can be done and they'll get to work on it right away.
And people are very reluctant to get help. I mean, I think a lot of folks realize they need help, but they feel like they're going to be sold something. I always tell everyone we come in contact with, we focus on solving problems and not pushing products. I mean, there's enough of that out there today, and that's why many individuals are pretty reluctant on meeting with a financial advisor or a planner.
You will feel so much better once you see the picture laid out for you by Brookstone Financial. That's the website, brookstonefinancial.com. Seth, appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me, Terry.